What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're gonna do something a little bit different on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna sort of explain to you guys, this is something I would have wanted to see as like a designer growing up. I figured a lot of this stuff out my own, some of my other jobs that I've had, but I sort of wanna go over like what we do to release overalls, right? Overalls are such like a big item for us. They're a very expensive item and they need a lot of attention. So today we're gonna go over sort of how I prep artwork, sort of how I do paid ads, my thought processes and the things that we create, and then sort of how we launch. They're launching here in about 51 minutes, but I have a lot of the work done, but I can still show you guys how I do it. So one of my favorite things to do, we run into a lot of issues with items because both males and females wear them. Being that I'm a larger male, 6'2", 6'3", I'm about 270, and then Dana's built very strange. She's only 130 pounds at 5'4", but she looks much bigger. So a lot of times when we're shot in this, it's sort of hard to digest. So one of the really cool things we do is we do flat lays. Flat lays, there is a 100% art to flat lays. And the way that we specifically shoot flat lays, we like to try to put as much, style them properly, make them look comfortable, make them look fitted, and we actually sort of hit them with a side light to give a little bit of a shadow so that they have some depth. So here what we have is we have the flat lay, we have the original photo right here, and then sort of what I do from there is I cut them out. I use the pen tool and I cut them out. It takes a while. I know I'm pretty old school, but I like it. I like them cut out like this. So I cut them out, I keep the bottom layer, I'll copy and paste that layer, and I'll throw them onto an ad, right? So the reason I do my ads like this, there's a few different reasons, right? I think that, for example, right here, like the trees in the background really, it takes seeing people in it out of it. So we have photos of people in the overalls, right? Like that's great. We have, I'll pull up Alex here. We have Alex in the overalls. Alex looks super rad. He's probably like the best representation of overalls. If you don't like guys that look super tough covered in tattoos, we want like a different version. I think that's where these sort of pop in. So I'll end up either throwing a cool, like this photo was taken by Jordan. It's of Montana. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It sets the tone. It really builds everything around it. So we'll throw those on there. We have this transparency layer here that really gets the shadows in, and then we have the cutout overalls. One of the cool tricks that you can do, and I don't know if you guys care about this, but once we get one flat lay right, what we'll do is we'll just desaturate this one, and then next thing you know, you have gray overalls, right? And a lot of times this is how you update different items, so you can color adjust them to different colors. So say I wanted to make this one, I'll go to hue and saturation, and you can sort of like go in there and find different colors. Now everyone's gonna be like, I want dark blue overalls. You can bring down saturation a little bit right there. And now we have like a washed blue pair of overalls, right? And then you can always just sort of go back and desaturate them. It helps you in the editing process and it saves you time. Now, one of the reasons I'm building ads like this and I'm building the creatives like this is we can drop in this overall text. I do my hand scripts. Now the hand scripts are not a font. A lot of people use hand scripts as font and they always ask, how do my hand scripts look so fucking rad? The way that I do that is you can sort of see here. I'll just write here. I circle the hand scripts I want. So like these little hand scripts down in the corner here, it says Northwest Montana, photo by Jordan. So I got Northwest Montana, photo by Jordan, foundation is in fitness. And I'll end up and I'll write things like this because I like the genuine hand scripts. And then what I do is, so we have restock, what did I have here? Restock all sizes. I'll take a photo like this, boop, I airdrop it here, and then what I do is I end up opening it up, see if I have one, here we go, Design in Kalispell, Montana. I like how this font is, once again, it's not a font, it's my handwriting, but I like how like loose it is. So it'll come in, I actually write it all out. I do, once again, a lot of the design process I do is because I love creativity, and it takes so much longer to do it like this, but I think there's something so special about it. So I'll get this out, I'll copy and paste this, and then I'll end up just dropping it on an ad over here. And that's how you get something really cool, like this little guy here, right? So I think it's just like a cool, it's not meant to be read, it's meant more of as like a design element, and I think it works perfect like that. You just toss it down there, once again, probably invert that way it's not so noticeable. So we end up having the hand scripts. The hand scripts I feel like give it like a really nice streetwear vibe. It balances with like the big bold overalls, and we throw the mock-up in there, or the lock-up. And that's sort of like how we end up getting an ad, right? So that's for the lay flats. I think lay flats do a lot of really cool things. It allows you to analyze detail. You you can sort of use the background, and then you can drop anything in, right? So if I want to drop in a photo of a dirt bike, it still sort of works. If I want to drop in us on dirt bikes, like all these photos work really, really cool. It's really cool that Jordan takes photos. This one's a little bit more fall, so I wouldn't use it, but I mean, even there, like it ends up working. We can swap that out for, white text instead. But that's how I make these ads. Now, the other thing that we have to do is you want to get as many cool looks as possible. And that's why we have, like, let me get rid of my text here. That's why we have, Alex, we have Alex sitting, we have like Dana in a field, and we end up cutting all these. So a lot of these goes to paid ads. We just started doing paid ads. I resisted paid ads forever because I felt like they're really annoying. But the way social works now is it's so hard to get out there organically, especially because we don't have a big content creator influencer crew. It's just Dana and I, and we're throttled down because I post so much political stuff. So we have to actually end up using paid ads. So that's where a lot of these really cool photos come. Now, these photo shoots are a blast. Overalls are my favorite photo shoots because we go out and we sawmill, we ride dirt bikes, and we essentially just wear them doing all the fun stuff. And that's one of the reasons I started this brand, is because I want to make apparel for me, right? And all the different things I do. I love adventure. I love the outdoors. I love training. I love fitted stuff that is very versatile and movable. And I wanted to have a brand that just fed my lifestyle and encourage my lifestyle. So that's one of the greatest parts about this, is like we just talk about what we're doing, and we're like, hey, let's go camping. Cool, we'll wear the overalls. It's an overall shoot. Makes it super, super simple. If you guys have any interest in that, this is like, there's not much action here. I hope you do some fucking overlays on this to break it up a little bit, but there's not much action. It's more just, this is the majority of my day, right? My day is very intensive like this, whether it's designing, reviewing, answering emails. And then I love to set that with like riding dirt bikes or actually doing really fun things, That's what reminds me and keeps me alive. But I mean, both the facets of my job, I absolutely love. So if you guys want to see more of this, or you guys have any questions, drop them below. This is kind of like my little fetish thing that I love, so I'll answer them all. Ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on Tuesday.